There's a supply list for almost everything in August. One for the classroom, one for the dorm, one for the office. There's a list for every person you take care of. Yet there is no list for you. And researchers have watched what a single sentence can change what a hard day does to the body. I'm Coach Janet J. And today on your next best step, we are packing the supply list for the one person who got skipped. You. Think about what August actually does. The stores flip overnight. The calendar that had room in July fills back in. Maybe the lists in your life are for kids or grandkids. Maybe they are for the parent you help care for or the work that ramps up the moment summer ends. Or the season itself speeding up while you stand in the middle of it. The world is equipping everyone, but no one handed you your list. Underneath all the running, the sourcing, and the signing, there's a small, true thought you may not say out loud. I'm taking care of everyone else's needs, and my own soul is running low. A supply list holds only what you need for the work in front of you. That's what makes it different from a wish list. So the season is asking you a real question. What does your soul need packed to walk into fall? The headline item on that list is one line about where rest actually comes from. David packed his while he was being hunted. While people lined up against him, in the middle of that, he wrote this: "Truly, my soul finds rest in God. My salvation comes from him. Truly, he is my rock and my salvation. He is my fortress. I will never be shaken." Psalm 62, verses 1 and 2 in the New International Version. His week was still full of enemies. His soul found rest anyway, because he had named who was holding him: a rock, a fortress, something solid that was going to stay standing whether or not David had the strength to hold it up himself. So that is the first thing your soul needs packed. One steady line about who is holding you, carried into a day that will not slow down for you. And there's a reason carrying one line does something real. A team at UCLA, led by David Creswell, had people do one of two things right before a stressful task. One group named a value that mattered to them. The other group did a neutral task. Then both walked into the same pressure. The ones who had named what mattered showed a lower stress response in their bodies. Lower cortisol, the stress hormone. It was a small study, and naming a value is not a force field. The effect was clearer for some people than for others. The direction still holds up. Something settles in us when we touch what we believe right before we carry it into a hard thing. The psalmist did exactly that. He named his rock. Then he walked into his day. Now bring this into your actual morning. You probably don't have a lab and a cortisol test. You have a kitchen at 7 and a few people who need something from you, or maybe an empty house and a long to-do list with a tank that is already low. Here is what takes the pressure off. You don't need to pack a whole year of supply at once. You pack today's. There's a widow in 1 Kings in a town called Zarephath, down to her last handful of flour and a little oil. Certain she was scraping the bottle for the final time. What she had was small, and it kept being enough, one day at a time, because God kept meeting the bottom of the jar. We're only going to wave at her today. We'll spend real time with women like her as the fall begins. For now, let her carry one truth for you. A small supply met daily is enough. Mentally, you think more clearly when you are not running on empty. Emotionally, you have a longer fuse with people you love. Physically, your body carries less of the low hum that it's been holding all day. Spiritually, you remember that you are held, and you can loosen your grip on holding everyone else. So here is your next best step, and it fits in the time it takes to start the coffee. Pack one line. Pack one true sentence and carry it today. The one from Psalm 62 works well if you can't think of one right now. My soul finds rest in God. Say it once this morning before the day gets loud, and let it ride in your pocket. When the pressure comes, you reach for the line you already packed. One line packed this morning and carried all day. That's the whole list. So before you walk into the fall, remember the list no one hands you. Your soul finds its rest in God, the way the psalmist found his while the world pressed in on him. Naming where your steadiness comes from settles something real in your body before the hard day even starts. And the supply run is one item, one true line, packed and carried. On Monday, before the schedule takes the wheel of the season, we are going to stand still and watch one sunset together. And I have a question for you that I think is worth a minute. Follow or subscribe wherever you are listening or watching so it lands in your feed. I will see you Monday. Take your next best step.